Hello and welcome to Toku Portal Podcast. I'm Ryan. With me is
Decade. And today we're talking about Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger episode 11.
this was a good episode.
Yeah, it was. Bit of a funny start. The orange Kishiryu asks Crayon a question. It's its whole thing. It asks quiz questions. And of course, Crayon gets it wrong, and the Kishiryu starts spitting flames at him and this grunts.
So, last week we were talking about, oh, what could it be? And I was like, oh, maybe they were breeding a monster in secret. And you're like, oh no, maybe it's that thing from the next episode preview. And you were right.
Yeah. But of course, Waisaru is excited because he has a plan. So, Ko, Melto, and Asuna attack a rampaging Minosaur. It has this kind of mist attack that makes them see each other as enemy grunts. Waisaru tells the Minosaur that the real show begins soon, and they leave.
I like that they specifically both attack Melto. They both see Melto as a grunt. Which makes me think that playing around like you legit just were confused, right? Like he was getting worried that they were turning on him.
Yeah.
Also, I was particularly looking at this monster's design. It's some kind of shellfish monster, and I was looking at all the what look like cannons on it, and I was like, I wonder if it's gonna shoot something out of those. But then it shoots the mist out, and it's like, oh, okay, that works too.
It's pretty freaky looking. So the brothers spot the Druidon in the forest. Of course, they summon the orange Kishiryu again, and Crayon fails the quiz again and is attacked.
I like that they're continuing that whole we're looking for more Kishiryu thing from Psycho Battle. And I do like that this one was just easy enough to find that both the good and the bad guys having to find it at the same time.
Yep, just in the forest. So the brothers report to the others at Ui's house. Then Ui's dad apparently falls asleep. And in his sleep, he tells them that the Kishiryu Dime Volcano was feared by the Ryusoul tribe and sealed him away in the past. So,
when the Druidons approach it again and it tells Crayon say knee 10 times, I didn't count how many times Crayon said the word, but I counted how many times the subtitles showed up, and the subtitles showed up 11 times. I know that has no bearing on what the actual answer to these riddles are, but if that is an accurate count, then he still got it wrong.
Yeah.
And I love that Wazuru turns to alright, Minosaur, you're up. And the Minosaur fucking bailed already. It gives the Minosaurs a bit more personality than just angry monster.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Ui's dad tells them about Dime Volcano, and then he apparently wakes up and he feigns ignorance.
Does he feign ignorance?
Yeah, he says, I don't know. How did I know that stuff?
Is he really pretending?
Oh, yeah.
Because it sounds like he he snores a little bit, so it sounds like he passed out for there, like he was being possessed.
Yeah. That's what it looked like. Suspicious. Right. He was just pretending.
A couple months ago, you had said, you pointed out how in the intro, his part is, really weird, and it's, and, it appears, right before the Druidons. It's what does that mean? It's hey, maybe there's something to that. Maybe he has a connection to the Druidons. I mean, he does, he did base his research around dinosaurs that the general public shouldn't even know exist.
Hmm.
So like maybe he's some kind of ancient like Ryusoulger, or maybe he's like actually like some kind of ancient Druidon. Like there's a couple of paths that this could go down, and they're definitely starting to set something up with it. I just
Yeah,
hope it's not another Evolt,
yeah, that would be nice. Especially for Ui's sake.
right?
Um,
We don't need to go through what Misora went through again.
yeah. So, Melto has a book on his tribe's history, but Asuna accidentally ripped out a page about Dime Volcano while she was kind of arguing with Melto. But everyone is still confident that Melto can answer the questions and kind of freaks him out.
So this wasn't some kind of like, oh, we have this old book, but it's worn out or it's smudged or like it's been destroyed in some great battle. No, Pink fucking ripped it in half because she couldn't be patient and wait her turn. Uh, and I called Green the child.
Yeah, there are a couple children on this team. Uh, but that was a pretty funny scene. So the knights find Dime Volcano, and Milto can't answer his question, and the pressure from the others is just too much to bear, so they have to escape before they get burned alive. And then Ko leaves. Dime Volcano talks to this blind boy from outside of his hospital window. Uh, the boy basically had a surgery and he's going to be able to see soon. But basically, Dime Volcano has been giving this kid some quizzes. And even though the kid's answer is kind of silly, Dime Volcano says that it's correct. And he even laughs a bit.
Right, and that's when I kind of realized what it was myself. It's like, oh, like you could like just give any answer that you wanted, and it would be correct so long as you were genuine about it. Uh, it's really interesting that Melto like has all this pressure on him, and it finally like he's so worried about letting everyone down that it breaks him, and he does let everyone down. Uh, I do. I also do like the background commentary of the others. Like, huh, this quiz doesn't make any sense at all. How could you figure it out?
Yeah, they weren't too helpful.
Like flooded on top, flooded on bottom. Like the first thing that came to my mind was a glass of water.
Yeah, his riddles were pretty nonsense.
And like this explains why Creon got his like quiz wrong those two times, because like he wasn't very genuine about it. Like the first time, like after answering, he rethunk about what the question was and was like, "Wait, what kind of question was that? Like what? Why are you questioning the question?" Or like the
Yeah,
second time, he just like didn't have any emotion. Where it's like, "No, come on, you gotta like give me something to work with here."
yeah.
Uh,
So, Ko kind of apologizes to Dime Volcano for the Diesel tribe's past actions. uh, Dime Volcano is worried that the child, Haruto, will be afraid of him once he finally sees what he looks like. And of course, Waizaru is disguised as a nurse
oh
and
shoot, shoot,
kidnaps
shoot, shoot.
Haruto.
Uh, I am terribly sorry about this, but my apartment is on a main street, and so whenever an ambulance or fire truck passes by, it will show up.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, go on. They're away now.
Uh, well, that was pretty much the end of that part. Any
Yeah,
thoughts?
it's great that he cares about children and is worried that this one child like will hate him and be afraid of him if he sees what he looks like, because he doesn't know how much children love dinosaurs, and all he's known is everyone being afraid of him. Like, man, this is actually really sad.
Indeed.
And I like how the way Ko apologizes too. He doesn't make any excuses. He doesn't even try to separate himself by saying my ancestors or anything. Like, no, he takes the full responsibility of what his tribe did.
Yep, that was a moment for him. So Waizuru demands that Demon Volcano become his slave, or Haruto is killed. And then Crayon has a tablet and shows Haruto basically tied up, standing on a crate of gunpowder. And some grunts light the fuses. How lovely. So Ko assures Demon Volcano that he will save Haruto with his 5 comrades. And we get a little gag. He basically says when they combine their power, when all 5 combine their power, it's multiplied. But if you multiply
one by one, I love that everyone just stops. Everyone just stops what they're doing. Melto explains to Ko why that doesn't make sense, and even the villains are just like, yeah, he's right. Just like the most casual thing, like, oh man.
and then
Also,
Ko
Waizuru is still a coward, because this is the most coward
yes.
move you can do.
Yeah. Waizuru is a great cowardly scumbag. So then Demon Volcano asks him another question, and Ko answers with the silly answer. And
Like,
tells him
say
that he's
pizza
correct.
10 times, and it does the image of, like, a pizza slice appearing every time he says it until he has a whole pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, how do you feel? I feel like eating pizza.
Yeah. And then Demon Volcano explains that his questions aren't meant to be answered seriously, but people answer that way because they're afraid of him.
They're not meant to be taken seriously, they're meant to be genuine.
Yeah. So Demon Volcano gives Ko a power-up, and he sets Waizuru on fire.
And it is glorious.
Yes.
And
Running
then
around and Crayon's trying to...
Crayon's just like, you're on fire! Is it hot? Like, Crayon, it's fucking fire, what do you think?
I don't know, maybe that slimy monster can't get burned.
He's a fungus!
This is true. So yeah, the Rangers fight the Grunts to save Haruto, but the Minosaur uses his mist attack. So Red uses the power-up Meta Meta Soul to basically blow away the mist and destroy the Grunts. Crayon and the Minosaur retreat because the bomb under Haruto is about to go off. So Ko rushes in to save Haruto, but the bombs explode. But he's able to take the blast because of his flaming arm.
Just absorb the heat. I don't know if that's what he did, but I'd believe it.
Yeah. Or it's just very resistant. But it was a pretty good scene. At Ui's, her dad tells the Knights that for some reason the missing page from Melto's book was in his bag. And basically it reads not to be afraid of Demon Volcano and just answer as you see fit. Some more suspiciousness from Ui's dad.
Because he doesn't even remember how he found the page, right?
Yeah. And they lost it, like, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they were
the side of some ditch.
They lost it by, like, some river, I think. Like,
yeah.
How did that page ever get found?
Yeah. Very mysterious. So Ko takes Haruto to meet Demon Volcano now that his eyes have healed. And, of course, he isn't afraid of him. And episode end. Pretty heartwarming scene to finish on.
This episode was good in terms of story, in terms of production, in terms of execution. Like this was just an all-around good episode. Like, it was very, nothing felt forced. It was very heartwarming. It had its silly moments, it had serious moments, and everything was properly executed. Like, this is one of the most deserved power-ups, I feel like, in Sentai history.
Yeah,
That
I
might
would
be a
agree.
bit of a stretch, but at least in recent history, like, this is one of the most deserved power-ups.
Hmm.
Uh, ooh. Uh, Also, it's great that the kid's eyesight surgery or whatever worked out.
Yeah.
Uh, Overall, yeah, like, I can't say anything in this episode other than just keep going on about how great it is. Uh, and I look forward to seeing what comes next week out of this.
Yeah, there was an interesting trailer, and of course, we haven't
Yeah.
seen who the Minosaur's victim was, or host, I should say.
Right, the Minosaur is still at large, and we got a ground power up from the new mech, but we have not seen it in use in an actual like mech fight. So look forward to
Hmm.
next week,
Yeah.
because
Actually, we
this
didn't even get a mech fight this episode.
right, and I love it. Like,
Yeah.
Sentai. What distinguishes it is the mechs. Like, it's iconic at this point. Uh, they don't need a mech fight every single episode. I feel.
Hmm.
Most Sentai do one every single episode, but it's I really like that when you get an episode where you don't get one and they focus more on the characters on the ground and don't try to pad the time or like rush anything to make sure you get in those toy sales.
Yeah. Definitely felt like the heroes and the villains all had good character development. And the
And
new talking Kishiryu.
and it looks like we're gonna get more character development next week as well. Like it looks like it's gonna be a great part two to this.
Yeah, and this could have stood alone as a one parter.
Uh, so I try to hit like 20 minutes, but there's not much left to say, so I think we can call it here. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with Kamen Rider Zio. That was also a good one. See you next time.
Thanks for listening.